Okay, now this last one we're going to look at is similar to number 7. Excuse me, I get up and get down. Where we're looking at throwing something off a building, shooting something off of a building. Let's say we have a building. Let's make mine pretty simple. Let's say that my building is 10 feet high, okay? But let's say I'm on top of my 10-foot high building and I have a cannon or a pitching machine or something that shoots a ball out. And it's going to shoot it out at 64 feet per second. So my initial velocity is 64 feet per second. This is my, in terms of my initial height, I'm 10 feet above ground, and my initial velocity is 64 feet per second. Now the equation for this is always going to be the same in terms of S equals negative 16 t squared plus v sub 0 times t plus s sub 0. Now, v sub 0 is my initial velocity, s sub 0 is my initial height. So my equation would be s equals negative 16 t squared plus 64t, because I'm shooting my ball out at 64 feet per second, plus, remember I'm on a 10-foot building, so this is a 10, okay? Now, let's say someone asks me, so this is my equation, that's what my equation would be. Suppose somebody said, well, how high will the ball be after a half a second, okay? Well, rather than use a calculator, I don't have a calculator here that I can use. I'm going to use a fraction because it'll be easier on me. So it'll be negative 16 times 1/2, so half a second, squared, plus 64 times a half. I'm figuring out how high that ball will be after half a second. So I have S equals negative 16 times a half squared, so it'll be negative 16 times 1/4, because 1/2 times 1/2 is a fourth, plus 32 plus 10. So let's see what we have. Negative 16 times a fourth is negative 4 plus 32 plus 10 gives me, I hope I'm not getting too low there, negative 4 plus 32 is a positive 28 plus 10 is 38. So I would be 38 feet above ground after I shot that. So if I'm shooting that ball off that 10-foot building, okay, at right here at about a half a second, I would be 38 feet up in the air. That's all that's telling us. Now, let's see, how long will it take to reach its maximum height? Now this is also another pretty easy equation that you're just going to be using your A, B, and C that you know, and how we did that. Let's see if I can put this up here. So my equation is S equals negative 16 t squared plus 64t plus 10. Now, to reach its maximum height, the maximum height is simply negative b over 2a, okay? That tells you at the time it'll reach its maximum height. All right, so negative b is negative 64 over, okay, 2 times a, which is 2, times negative 16, because a is negative 16, b in my case is 64, negative 64 over negative 32 gives me a positive 2, so it will reach its maximum height at 2 seconds. Now, what is that maximum height? Well, all I have to do is take this number that I found, this 2 seconds, and plug it in for t to find how high it will be, or what its maximum height will be. Okay? So let's look. Let's say I had S equals negative 16 times 2 squared plus 64t plus 10. All right? Negative 16 times 2 squared is negative 16 times 4. 64 times 2 is 128 plus 10. Now negative 16 times 4 is negative 64 plus 128 plus 10. Negative 64 plus 128 is a positive 64. 64 plus 10 is 74 feet. So The highest the ball will ever get is at 74 feet, and it will reach that height at 2 seconds. So that tells you a lot about these. And here's a good, anytime you're asked for, say, a real-life example of a quadratic function, something like that, or, you know, these are always good types of problems to use, and I really like to use these. I hope that this has helped you, and it's just something I'm trying this week. I'm always trying something new to help the students out, and hopefully this has helped you. You'll have to let me know in one of our live sessions if this has helped you out or not. These are not the same problems that I work in our live sessions, so this is something that's a little different. I might start working some of these problems. So I hope you've enjoyed it. You'll just have to let me know. Take care.